My clearance light.
Clearance light.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No crack.
No crack.
No missing.
No missing.
Clean and functional.
Clean and functional.
In proper color.
Amber.
Amber. This is my signal light.
Signal light.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No crack.
No crack.
No missing.
No missing.
Clean and functional.
Clean and functional.
The functions are.
For the
Functions are.
left turn, right
The
turn.
functions, yeah. Okay, let's start over.
Okay.
Okay, so just repeating with me.
Okay.
Okay, my clearance light.
A clearance light.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No crack.
No crack.
No missing.
No missing.
Clean and functional.
Clean and functional.
The functions are.
Functions are
Left turn signal.
left turn signal.
Right turn signal.
Right turn signal.
Four-way flashes.
Four-way flashes.
Clearance light.
Clearance
And
lights.
brake light.
And brake lights.
Proper color. Amber.
Amber.
Headlight.
Headlights.
Securely mounted.
Securely
No
mounted.
crack.
No crack.
No missing.
No missing.
Clean and functional.
Clean and functional.
The functions are
High beams
high beam and low beam.
and low beams.
The proper color.
Clear.
My bumper.
My bumper.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bend, broken, or crack.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No illegal holes, no illegal welds.
No legal holes, no legal welds.
My license plate.
License plate.
Securely mounted.
Securely
With
mounted
nuts and bolts.
with nuts and bolts.
No bend, broken, or crack.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Clean and visible.
Clean and visible.
My mirrors and brackets.
Mirrors and brackets.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted
With nuts and bolts.
with nuts and bolts.
No bend, broken, or crack.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
My mirrors.
The mirror.
No crack.
No crack.
Clean
Clean
and visible.
and visible.
I see my truck.
Okay. I see my truck.
It's not lining one side to the other
Not lining one side to the other.
because my suspension and my tires are adequate.
My suspension and tires are adequate.
Under my truck,
Under my truck.
I don't see no leaks.
No, so you don't see any leaks.
Water,
No water.
oil,
Oil.
and no hanging objects.
No hanging objects. Oh. Opening the hood.
This is my electrical cables.
Electrical cables.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
My electrical cables.
Electrical cables.
No abrasion, bulges, or cut, and no exposed wire.
No abrasions, bulges, or cut, or exposed wire.
My air hoses.
Air hoses.
Securely mounted both ends to my fittings.
Oh, securely mounted with both ends of the fittings.
My fittings no been broken or cracked.
Fittings are not bent, broken, or cracked.
My hoses no abrasion, bulges, or cut, and I don't hear no leaks.
No hoses are no cuts, abrasions, or bulges, and I don't hear any leaks.
This is my
Fuel.
oil dipstick.
Oil dipstick.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My cap is present and tight.
My cap is present and tight.
I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any
And
leaks.
it's properly labeled.
It's properly labeled.
My oil fuel cap.
Oil fill cap.
Securely mounted.
Securely
No
mounted.
been broken or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
And I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
This is my air compressor.
Okay. Oh, the red one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the air compressor.
Securely mounted
Securely mounted
with nuts and bolts.
with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
And I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
And it's gear driven.
And it is gear driven.
My hoses.
The hoses.
Securely mounted both ends to my fittings.
Securely mounted with both ends of the fittings.
My fittings no been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My metal hose no been broken or cracked.
Not bent,
My metal hose.
mineral hose?
Yeah, it's a metal hose.
Oh, metal hose, not bent, broken, or cracked.
And I don't hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaks.
My steer shaft.
Steering shaft.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No more than 2 inches or 10 degrees of play.
No more than 2 inches, 10 degrees of play.
On my 20 inches steering wheel.
On my 20-inch steering wheel.
This is my U-joints and couplings.
We use my U-joints and couplings.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
And properly greased.
And properly greased.
This is my power steering reservoir.
Power steering reservoir.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My cap is present and tight.
My cap is present and tight.
I don't see no leaks and it's in proper level.
I don't see any leaks and it's properly labeled.
My hoses.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Hoses.
Securely mounted both ends to my clamps.
Securely mounted with both ends of the clamps.
Clamps no been broken or cracked.
Clamps are not bent, broken, or cracked.
Hoses, no abrasion, bulges, or cut.
Hoses are no abrasions, bulges, or cuts.
And I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
I follow this hose. It's going to take me to my power steering pump.
Okay.
My power steering pump is not visible.
Okay. All right.
My power steering pump.
Power steering pump.
Securely mounted to my engine.
Securely mounted to my
With
engine.
nuts and bolts.
With nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or crack.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
And it's gear driven.
And it is gear
And
driven.
I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
My gearbox.
Gearbox.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
With nuts and bolts
With nuts
to
and-
my frame.
With nuts and bolts to my frame.
It's no bent, broken, or crack.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
It's gear driven.
It's gear driven.
And I don't see no
I
leaks.
don't see any leaks.
This is my frame.
My frame.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts. No bent, broken, or cracked. No illegal holes, no illegal welds. This is my leaf spring mount front.
Okay.
Leaf spring mount hanger back.
Hanger. Okay.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts to my frame.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts to the frame.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
My leaf spring.
Leaf spring.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No holes and no shifted.
No holes and no shifted. Not shifted.
My bushings are intact and properly greased.
My bushings are intact and properly greased.
My U-bolts.
U-bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
This is my steer axle.
Steer axle.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No illegal holes, no illegal welds.
No legal holes, no illegal welding.
This is my shock absorber.
Shock absorber.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Top to my frame, bottom to my leaf spring.
Mounted to the frame and mounted to the leaf spring.
It's no bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
And it's, my bushings are intact and properly greased.
My bushings are intact on the shock absorber and properly greased.
This is my Pitman arm.
Pitman arm.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Castle nuts and cotter pin.
Also with castle nuts and cotter pins.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My drag link.
Drag link.
Securely mounted both ends to my with nuts. My drag link.
My drag link.
Securely mounted with castle nuts and cotter pin.
Securely mounted with castle nuts and cotter pins.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My upper and lower control arm.
Upper and lower control arms.
Securely mounted with castle nuts and cotter pin.
Securely mounted with castle nuts and cotter pins.
Is no bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My tie rods.
Tie rod.
Securely mounted
Securely mounted
with castle nuts and cotter pin.
with castle nuts and cotter pins.
Is no bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Now I'm going with my brake system.
Okay.
This is my ABS light.
ABS light.
Securely mounted.
Securely
No
mounted.
abrasion, bulges, or cut.
No abrasions, bulges, or cuts.
And no exposed wire.
No exposed wire.
My brake hoses.
Brake hoses.
Securely mounted both ends to my fittings.
Securely mounted with both ends to the fittings.
My fittings no bent, broken, or cracked.
The fittings are not bent, broken, or cracked.
My hoses no abrasion, bulges, or cut.
My hoses have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts.
And I don't hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaks.
This is my slack, my brake chamber.
A brake chamber.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts and clamps.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts and clamps.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
And I don't hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaks.
My slack adjusters.
Slack adjuster.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No missing pins or parts.
No missing pins or parts.
My push rods.
Push rod.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No missing pins or parts.
No missing pins or parts.
And no more than 1 inch of play.
No more than 1 inch of play.
When I pull by hand.
When I pull by hand.
With my brake release
With my brake released
at 90-degree angle.
and 90-degree angle.
This is my brake lining.
Okay. Okay.
My brake lining.
Brake lining.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No oil, no grease.
No oil, no grease.
And no less than 1/4 inch of pad material.
No less than 1/4 inch of
Pad material.
part material.
My brake drum.
Brake drum.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No oil, no grease.
No oil, no grease.
And no bluish color from overheating.
No bluish color from overheating.
This is my inner wall,
Inner wall.
outer wall,
Outer wall.
and top of my tire.
Top of my tire.
Securely mounted to my rim.
Rim. Securely mounted to the rim.
My tires no abrasion, bulges, or cuts.
My tires have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts.
And I don't hear no
I
leaks.
don't hear any leaks.
And no less than 432
No less than 432
deep tread.
depth tread.
And this tire cannot
Not
be
deep.
recapped, cannot be used.
Cannot be recapped and cannot be reused.
This is my rim.
This is the rim.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or
No
cracked.
legal holes, no legal welds.
No legal holes, no legal welding.
This is my lug nuts.
These are the lug nuts.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No crack, no missing.
No crack, not missing.
No shiny metals, no rust trails.
No shiny metals, no rust
And no
trails.
sign of looseness.
No sign of looseness.
This is my hub seal.
It's the hub seal.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
Cap is present and tight.
Cap is present and
I
tight.
don't see no leaks.
I don't see any
It's
leaks.
properly leveled.
And it's properly leveled.
This is my steam valve and cap.
Stem valve and cap.
Securely mounted.
Securely
With
mounted
nuts and bolts.
with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or
And I
cracked.
don't hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaks.
How do I check my influation?
I check with a manufacturer
250 psi.
to 150 psi.
Let's go to another side. Engine cooler reservoir.
Engine coolant and reservoir.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
Cap is present and tight.
Cap is present and
I
tight.
don't see no leaks.
I don't see any
It's
leaks.
properly leveled.
And it's properly leveled.
My hoses.
Okay.
Securely mounted to my clamps.
Securely mounted to my clamps.
Clamps no been broken or cracked.
Clamps.
No been broken or cracked.
Okay.
Hoses no abrasion, bulges or cut.
Hoses have no abrasions, bulges, or
And I don't
cuts.
see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
My alternator.
Alternator.
Securely mounted to my engine with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted to the engine with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
And is belt driven.
It's belt driven.
My belt.
A belt.
No more than 3/4 or half inch of play.
3/4 and ½ inch of play.
And my belt.
My belt.
No cut, split or worn out.
Not cut, spliced, or worn out.
My electrical cable.
Electrical cable.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No abrasion, bulges or cuts.
No abrasions, bulges,
And no
or cuts.
exposed wire.
No exposed wire.
This is my water pump.
So the water pump.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
No bit broken or cracked.
And is belt driven.
And it's belt driven.
And I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
My belt.
The belt.
No more than 3/4 or half inch of play.
3/4 to ½ inch of play.
And my belt no cut, split or worn out.
My belt is not cut, spliced, or worn out.
Right here, very important this one. This is my exhaust.
This is my exhaust.
Securely mounted all the way back.
Securely mounted
All the way back.
all the way back.
With nuts and bolts and clamps.
With nuts and bolts and clamps.
No bend broken or crack.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
And no visible
No visible
black soot leaks.
black soot leaks.
That's part A.
The exhaust is that's
Yeah.
the same exhaust.
Yeah, but it's not right here. This is part A.
Okay. Okay.
The thing is, you can put too much stain, but that one is very important. But now, the people get mad, oh, you put too much stain. I say, no, but that one we really need to do it.
Okay.
Okay, this is exhaust part B.
Okay.
This is part A.
Oh, no.
Exhaust part A.
Can you point to it again? That one.
Exhaust and part A.
Okay.
Okay, close the hood, please.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yes. Huh? Yeah, I don't want to lose money neither.
Why you know? Do it that way. That's why now you understand exactly. Because if you don't understand me, you understand yourself.
Yes.
Okay, now let's start again.
Okay.
Okay. Part B,
Part B.
mirrors and brackets.
Mirrors and brackets.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My mirrors no cracked, clean and visible.
My mirrors are not cracked and they're visible.
My door,
My door.
securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Open and close.
I'm going to open and close
And
it.
no hanging.
It's not hanging.
Door latch,
Door latch.
securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Functional and working properly.
Functionally working properly.
Door hinges,
Door hinges.
securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My door seal,
Door seal.
securely mounted.
Securely
No
mounted.
abrasion, bulges or cuts.
No abrasions, bulges, or cuts.
My grab handle,
Grab handle.
securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bend broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
And hold my weight.
Can hold my weight.
Cabin steps. Cabin steps.
Oh, cabin steps.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No oil, no grease, and hold my weight.
No oil, no grease can hold my weight.
My battery box.
Battery box.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My electrical cables.
Electrical cables.
No abrasion, bulges, or cuts.
No abrasions, bulges,
And no
or
exposed wire.
no exposed wire.
And no corrosion inside.
No corrosion inside.
My air tanks.
These are the air tanks.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
I don't hear no leaks.
Don't hear any leaks.
My brake hoses.
Brake hoses.
Securely mounted both ends to my fittings.
Securely mounted with both ends to fittings.
My fittings no bent, broken, or cracked.
Fittings are not bent, broken, or cracked.
Hoses, no abrasion, bulges, or cuts.
Hoses have no abrasions, bulges, or
And I don't
cuts.
hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leak.
My TOT tape.
DOT tape.
Clean and reflectable in proper color white.
Clear and say it again.
Clean and reflectable
Clear and reflectable.
in proper color white.
In the proper color white.
My frame.
Frame.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or
No
cracked.
illegal holes, no illegal welds.
No legal holes, no legal welds.
My cross members.
Cross members.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No illegal holes, no illegal welds.
No legal holes, no legal weldings.
My drive shaft.
Drive shaft.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My U-joints.
U-joints.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
And properly
And
greased.
properly greased.
This is my splash guard
Splash guard
and arm.
and arm.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Arm is securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Should be 8 inches from the ground.
Should be 8 inches from the
Should
ground.
be inches from the tire.
Should be 8 inches from the tire.
Now I'm gonna do my suspension.
Okay.
Leaf spring mount front.
Okay.
Leaf spring mount back.
Leaf springs mount in the front. Leaf spring hanger in the
Securely
back.
mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts
No
and
bent,
bolts.
broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My leaf spring.
Leaf spring.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No holes and no shifted.
No holes and not shifted.
My bushings are intact and properly greased.
My bushings are intact and properly
My
greased.
U-bolts.
U-bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Hold on.
It's okay. No bent. My U-bolts.
U-bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
bent, broken, or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Now I'm with my brake system.
Okay.
With my brake hose.
Brake hose.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
Both ends to my fittings.
Both ends to the
My
fittings.
fittings no been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or
My
cracked.
hoses no abrasion, bulges, or cuts.
My hoses have no abrasions,
And I don't
bulges.
hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaks.
This is my brake chamber.
Brake chamber.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts and clamps.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts and clamps.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or
And
cracked.
I don't hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaks.
This is my slack adjusters.
Slack adjuster.
Securely mounted.
Securely
No
mounted.
been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My push rod.
Push rod.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No more than 1 inch of play.
No more than 1 inch
When I
of play.
put by hand,
When pulled by hand,
with my brake release,
when my brake
a
release,
90-degree angle.
and a 90-degree angle.
This is my brake lining.
Brake lining.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No oil, no grease.
No oil or grease.
And no less than 1/4 inch
No less than 1/4 inch of
of
material.
pile material. This is my brake drum.
Brake drum.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No oil, no grease.
No oil, no grease.
And no bluish color from over here.
No bluish color from over here.
And this is my shock absorber.
Yeah.
See, my shock absorber.
Yeah, I see it.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts
Securely mounted with nuts
to
and
my
bolts
frame.
to my frame.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
And I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
And my bushings are intact and properly greased.
My bushings are intact and properly greased.
Right here, my muffler and arm.
Mud flap and arm.
Securely mounted to my frame with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted to the frame with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My muffler,
Mud flap.
no abrasion, bulges, or cuts.
No abrasions, bulges, or
8
cuts.
inches from the ground,
8 inches from the
8
ground.
inches from the tire.
8 inches from the tire.
And my DOT tape
DOT tape
has to be 100%.
has to be 100%
Clean and reflectable.
clean and
White
reflectable.
for the day, white for the night.
Red for the day.
White for the night.
Okay, red for the day, white for the night.
Here we have 2 more things.
Okay.
Here I have my lower and upper airbags mount.
Lower and upper airbag mount.
Securely mounted to my frame.
Securely mounted to the frame.
With nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
My airbag.
Airbag.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No abrasion bulges or cut.
No abrasion bulges or
And
cut.
I don't hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaking.
This is my tail lights.
Tail lights.
Securely mounted.
Securely
No
mounted.
crack, no missing.
Not cracked or missing.
Clean and functional.
Clean and functional.
Proper color, red.
Proper color is red.
The functions are.
Functions are.
Left turn signal, right turn signal, clearance light, and brake lights.
No, it's okay. Left turn signal, right turn signal, clearance lights, four-way flashers.
My reverse light.
A reverse light.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No crack,
No crack.
no missing.
No missing.
Clean and functional.
Clean and functional.
Proper color, clear.
Proper color is clear.
This is my torque
The torque.
bar.
This is my torque bar.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or
And
cracked.
properly greased.
And properly greased.
Now come here, we're going to finish here.
Okay.
This is my fuel tank straps.
This is a fuel tank and straps.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
No metal to metal contact.
No metal to metal
My
contact.
seal.
Seal.
No abrasion bulges or cuts.
No abrasions, bulges, or cuts.
My fuel tank.
A fuel tank.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or
I
cracked.
don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
My hoses.
Hoses.
Securely mounted both ends to my fittings.
Securely mounted with both ends to the
No
fittings.
been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Hoses.
A hose.
No abrasion bulges or cut, and I don't see no leaks.
No abrasions, bulges, or cuts, and I don't see any leaks.
This is my fuel tank cap.
Fuel tank cap.
Securely mounted with ribbon seal inside.
Securely mounted with ribbon seal inside.
My ribbon seal
My ribbon seal.
is no abrasion bulges or cut,
No abrasions, bulges, or cut.
and I don't see no leaks.
I don't see any leaks.
And my locking T
Locking T.
and safety chain,
Safety chain.
they are present
They are present.
and they are in place.
They are in place.
My exhaust
My exhaust.
securely mounted all the way back
Securely mounted all the way back.
with nuts and bolts and clamps.
With nuts and bolts and clamps.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
And no visible
No visible
black suit leaks.
black suit leaks.
That's it. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, now what are you gonna do? Now you got it.
Yeah.
Now just look on the TV, whatever. Look and repeating and repeating.
Yes,
But
sir.
look, try to do it that way. If you do that way, everything is the same. Security mounted with nuts and bolts. Security mounted with nuts and bolts.
Okay.
Not just one. Everything.
Yes. Gotta get the terminology right.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
So
if,
that's you for sure you passed. Now let's do the carrying.
all right.
Let's do it down. From here and you will shoot.
Okay. I got this. I got this. Just gotta study hard. That's the fuses. Triangles. The fire extinguisher. First thing we check is the seat, right?
Huh?
First thing we check is the seat, right?
My seat belt.
Oh, seat belt.
Okay, let's go. Let's just start.
All right.
My seat belt.
Seat belt.
Security mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
My belt.
My belt.
No abrasion, bulges or cuts.
No abrasions, bulges, or
My
cuts.
latch.
Seat belt latch.
Latch in, latch out is working properly.
Latch in, latch out is working properly.
My seat.
Seat.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
Adjust this to me,
Adjust this to me.
and I don't hear no leaks.
I don't hear any leaks.
My wheel.
My wheel.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or
No
cracked.
more than 2 inches of play.
No more than 2 inches of play.
My windows.
My windows.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No crack, clean and visible.
No crack, clean and visible.
And no illegal stickers.
No illegal stickers.
My mirrors and brackets.
Mirrors and brackets.
Securely mounted with nuts and bolts.
Securely mounted with nuts and
No
bolts.
been broken or cracked.
Not bent, broken, or cracked.
My mirrors.
My mirrors.
No crack, clean and visible.
Not cracked, clear, and visible.
And adjusted to me.
And it's adjusted to me.
I have 3 safety equipments.
3 safety equipments.
I have my fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
Fully charged.
Fully charged.
And pin on place.
And pin in place.
My 3 DOT triangles.
DOT triangles.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
Proper color orange and red.
Proper color is orange and red.
And ready to use.
Ready to use.
My box of fuses.
Box of fuses.
More than 6.
More than 6.
Now I'm going to do my safety stuff.
Okay.
My valves out.
My valves are out.
My gear neutral.
Gear neutral.
My clutch in.
Clutch in.
Key in on position. Wait at least 5 seconds.
Wait at least 5 seconds.
Now, safety start.
Safety start.
My windshield.
My windshield.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
No crack.
No crack.
Clean and visible.
Clean and visible.
No illegal stickers.
No illegal stickers.
No obstructions.
No obstructions.
My wipers and brackets.
My wipers and brackets.
Securely mounted.
Securely mounted.
With nuts and bolts.
With nuts and bolts.
No been broken or cracked.
Not been broken or cracked.
My plates.
My plates.
No abrasion, bulges or cuts.
No abrasions, bulges, or cuts.
And my washing fluid.
My washer fluid.
Should be working properly.
Should be working properly.
My heating and defrost.
My heating and defrost.
Is working properly.
Is working properly.
At all levels.
At all levels. Yeah.
My city horn. Beep.
Oh, steering horn? Yeah.
Working properly.
Working properly.
My highway horn. Beep.
Highway horn. Working properly.
Now, I'm going to perform my dash light indicator.
I'm going to perform my dash light indicator.
Clearance light working properly.
Clearance light working properly.
Headlights working properly.
Headlights working properly.
High beams working properly.
High beams working properly.
Right turn signal working properly.
Right turn signal working properly.
Left turn signal working properly.
Left turn signal working properly.
Four-way flashes working properly.
Four-way flashes working properly.
Brake light working properly.
Brake light working properly.
Now I'm going to perform my gauges.
I'm going to perform my gauges.
Temperature gauge working properly, properly ranged.
Temperature gauge working properly, properly ranged.
Oil gauge working properly, properly ranged.
Oil gauge working properly, properly ranged.
Voltage gauge.
What does it say it again?
Voltage gauge.
Voltage gauge.
Working properly, properly ranged.
Working properly, properly ranged.
Between 13 and 15 volts.
Between 20 and 30 volts?
13.
30?
13, no, 13 and 15.
Between 13 and 15 volts.
My fuel gauge.
Fuel gauge.
Working properly, properly ranged.
Working properly, properly ranged.
More than 1/8 of fuel tank.
More than 1/8 of fuel tank.
My primary and secondary air gauge.
My what?
Primary and secondary air gauge.
My primary and secondary air gauge.
Working properly.
Working properly.
Properly ranged.
Properly ranged.
Between 120
120
and 140 psi.
120 and 140 psi.
Now I'm going to do my leak test.
Okay. What is it called?
Leak test.
Leak test?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to. Okay. Here you have two options.
Leak test.
Here you have two options.
Okay.
Put the gauge in the shocks as I did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Or put the shocks right now.
Oh, you can put the shocks in at the beginning.
Yeah, okay. So I want to do my leak test.
I'm doing my leak test.
Tune off my engine.
Turning off my engine.
Inspector.
Inspector.
My tires, they are already chocked.
Inspector, my tires are already chocked.
I'm going to put my key in on position.
I'm going to put my key in the on
My
position.
ABS light is on.
ABS light is
My
on.
ABS light is off.
My ABS light is
My
off.
ABS light is working properly.
My ABS light is working
Now I'm
properly.
going to release my tractor brake.
I'm going to release my tractor brake.
I'm going to release my trailer brake.
I'll release my trailer brake.
I'm going to press my brake pedal for 1 minute.
Okay.
I cannot lose.
Cannot lose.
Okay, now start again. I'm going to press my brake pedal for 1 minute.
I'm going to press my brake pedal for 1 minute.
And I cannot lose
And I cannot lose
more than 4 psi.
more than 4 psi.
Inspector, I'm going to use my phone.
Inspector, I'm going to use my phone.
So set your phone, your timer,
Set my phone and timer.
and before you press the timer, press the brake pedal for 1 minute.
Okay.
Press the pedal all the way.
Okay, press the pedal all the way.
Wait for my gauges stabilizes.
Wait for my gauges to stabilize.
Okay, now my gauges are stabilizes.
Yeah, now my gauges are stabilized.
Now start my minute.
Okay.
Wait for complete the minute.
Wait for the complete minute.
And then when your minute is over, let go the brakes.
Let go of the brakes.
I didn't lose.
I didn't lose.
No more than 4 psi.
No more than 4 psi.
My tractor and my trailer
My tractor and trailer.
do not have leaks.
My tractor and trailer do not have leaks.
Now I'm going to check my alarm.
I'm going to check my alarm.
and my emergency red light.
My emergency red lights.
They should come on
They should come on
between 60
between 60
and 70 psi.
and 70 psi.
I'm going to continue pumping my brake.
I'm going to continue pumping my brakes.
My alarm
My alarm
and my emergency red light,
and my emergency red light,
they working properly.
they're working properly.
Now I'm checking my brake valves.
Now I'm going to check my brake valves.
They should pop out
They should pop out
between
between
20 and 40 psi.
20 and 40 psi.
I'm continue pumping my brake.
I'm going to continue pumping my brake.
My brakes pop out.
My brakes popped out.
My brake valves.
My
My
brake
brake valves
my brake bulbs
working properly.
working properly.
Now I'm going to do my safety start.
Now I'm going to do my safety start.
Make sure my valves are out.
Making sure my valves are out,
My gear on neutral
my gears are neutral,
and safety start.
and safety start.
I'm going to hold my engine. I'm going to hold my engine
I'm going to help my engine
to fill up
fill up
my air tanks.
my air tanks. Oh, you're going to press down on the accelerator.
Yes.
And this is in park, right? No, it's neutral.
Huh?
Is this in neutral or park?
Neutral.
Neutral.
Every part. I mean, this doesn't have part.
Okay, make sure it's in neutral.
My governor
My governor
cut out
cut out
between 120
between 120
and 140.
140.
My governor is working properly.
My governor's working properly.
Now I'm going to remove my shock.
I'm going to remove my shocks.
I know my shock is tight right now.
Right.
So I'm going to move a little bit my truck.
Okay. So you press the brake down? Huh?
Yeah, to move the truck.
Oh, to move the truck.
Yeah.
So you have already, in this hypothetical, you've already moved your chocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm going to remove my shocks.
Okay. Huh?
Turn off my engine.
Turn off
Take
my
the key
engine.
with me.
Take my key with me. And remove the chocks.
Three points of contact.
3 points of contact.
Okay, now I'm going to do my safety start.
Now I'm going to do my safety start.
Make sure my valves are out, my gear on neutral, my key on position,
Okay.
and safety start.
Okay, safety.
Now I'm going to do my tug test.
Tug test.
I'm going to check my tractor, my trailer, and my service brake.
Okay.
First, I'm going to check my trailer brake.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure my trailer is out.
Okay.
Release my tractor.
Okay.
I'm going to move my truck gently.
Okay.
My trailer doesn't have to move because I'm checking my trailer.
Right.
My trailer didn't move.
Move.
My trailer brake is working properly.
Trailer brake.
Now I'm going to check my tractor brake. Make sure my tractor is out.
Okay.
And release my trailer.
Okay.
I'm going to move my truck gently. My truck doesn't have to move
Okay.
because I'm checking my tractor.
Okay.
My tractor didn't move. My tractor brake is working properly.
Sure.
Now I'm going to check my service brake. I'm going to
Service.
move my truck between 5 and 10 miles an hour.
Okay.
And my wheel doesn't have to move one side to the other.
Okay.
If my wheel moves, my service brake needs adjustments.
Okay.
Release my tractor brake, release my trailer brake.
Okay. And you just put it in drive.
one side to the other, my service brake is working properly.
Okay.
Turn off the engine.
Turn off the engine.
And here you say, I'm done, I'm complete my pre-trip, I'm finished.
Yeah.
This is the whole pre-trip. You got it now.
Yeah, I just need to study.
You see, now you need to see, repeat.
They're gonna ask me when I'm driving, like where the triangles go.
Ah, okay, my emergency stop.
Yeah, emergency stop.
Okay.
So when it's on a one-way street, where are the triangles placed?
Okay. Now I'm going to do my emergency stop. I need to pull over, then put my brakes, put my four-way flashes, and I will tell the inspector, this is one-way traffic. I have 3 triangles. I'm going to put behind my truck, one at 10 feet, second at 100 feet, and the third at 200 feet.
200 feet.
If it's double way traffic, I have 3 triangles. I'm going to put one at the front at 100 feet, and I put one at the back at 10 feet, and the other one at 100 feet.
Okay. All right. Thank you.